So hi everyone, welcome to the first pre 70 days challenge. Today we are going to be replicating shapes. We are going to be working on shapes and see how we can replicate shapes into like replicating the shapes, just shapes that we have already on our art boards. We replicate them and see some techniques that we can use in replicating those shapes. So without wasting any time, let's get straight into it. So the first thing I did is I have my shapes. You could get the shapes. The link is in the description there. Once you just click on the link, you will basically see this image, so you could download it. I also got it from the internet. You could search for it on Pinterest. I think that's there. So the first things we're going to do, so the first thing after importing it, I locked it. Then I reduced the opacity to about 50. I could show you that. So you can see the opacity is about 40, and then to lock it is just Ctrl 2. Then you could also see some of the shortcuts I'm using here down here. So let's get into creating the first shape. We have the shape, so I'll be using my pen tool for this first shape. So I'll be using my pen tool. What I'm going to do is I will go to where my pen tool is. Where is my pen tool? Okay, my pen tool is hidden here. So my pen tool is P. You could use the shortcut letter P, and it gives you your pen tool. So I'll be clicking on the points, creating the points by just clicking and moving. I don't need to click and drag, just click and move, and then click and click and click. So the shape is as easy as you can see, very easy to get. So the next shape is just having triangles, just 4 triangles put together to give you this particular shape here. So we could, if we want, we could use a square and diagonalize, so that different methods you could basically use, but I'm going to show you one of the methods. You could also decide to use pen tool, or you could also decide to use the shape builder tool. So in this case we just use the pen tool, so we just understand that we just establish the fact that we're using the pen tool, that we use shape builder tool for another shape. So all you need to do is anchor point 1, anchor point 2, anchor point 3, anchor point 4. Now that's your shape here, but we don't want just one shape. We want 4 of it placed side by side and up and down of each other. So hold on, we click here, click on the shape, you hold on Alt, then you click and drag. So it gives you the first shape. So you see these are the 2 shapes here. Then you hold on Alt to highlight the 2 of them, hold on Alt, right click, just normal click, sorry, left click and drag. So you have your shape already here like that. So that's how to go about the shape. But if you want, let me also show you how you could get this particular shape. You could use your square, just come from this place, you click, you hold on your shift, then you click and drag, so it gives you a square, but in this case we want half of it to give us the triangle that we are looking for. So what do? We go to our line tool, we come here, we click and we drag diagonal of it. So if you want to get a very the angle, you want to get the angle to be 45, which is the angle actually is 45, you hold on shift and it's going to be on a straight. So even you move from left to right, it's going to be on a diagonal line. So now you could see it's 45. It's crossing from here to here. You click and you highlight the 2 of them. So you highlight the line and you highlight the square, the 2 of them there. So you go to your shape builder tool, click on it, you come back here, you hold on your Alt key, and then you click to subtract it. So you get your shape like that if you want to use that method. So let's continue. We are also going to be creating, so this cannot be gotten from square, so that this method doesn't apply to this particular method. If you want to do this one here, you want to do something like this, you could just go to the star tool, you click on it, just click anywhere and it gives you an option, and you can choose 3 and then click. So it gives you this particular gives you a triangle. We could scale it down let's scale our triangle to this level. So that's our triangle. We have a smaller triangle here, so we could just make a small triangle, come here. So I duplicated the triangle, then I made it small, and I just position it to this side. Ensure they are on the same base, because that's very important. So good. Now we have the two triangles, but we have a cutout at this point here. So let's say we want to use this as the main cutout. Remember, this is a fill and not a stroke, but we are going to introduce a stroke in order for us to get that angle, that cutout that we want here. So let's introduce a stroke to where we want it to be. Let's say this. Okay, let's continue introducing the stroke. Good. So now in this case, the stroke I think is enough. We could bring this guy back here, and then we have to expand the shape by going into object, then click on expand, and you expand the shape. Now if you see, or you click on it, you could see there is a line here and there is another one here. So in this case, we want to use this part to subtract, to be the subtraction for us, while this will just be in our main shape here. So we select the two of them, we go to shape builder tool, you come to this angle here, you hold on your alt and you click and you drag. So it takes out that part for you. And but in this case now, if you want to make this one white, you just need to click and drag over it. Do not hold on alt, just click and drag, and automatically you have your shape that way. So that's how to get that one. And for this now, this is where we are getting a little bit technical using the shape builder tool. So this is like more of a shape builder tool tutorials. So you get to know how to use shape builder tools to cut out and have those shapes that you want. So in this case, we are going to be creating the yoga shape. We will be using two circles. So right click over the tools here, and you go to ellipse tool, you click and you drag. But when you drag, it gives you an ellipse shape, but no, we want a circular shape. So we can hold on shift and it gives us that. But in this case, we want it to come from the center, so our anchor point should be from where we started. So we hold the alt key and it just basically drags from the center here. So that's what we want. Now we can duplicate this, move it to the right or move it to the left. So you hold on your alt, you duplicate it. This is how you do to duplicate. So now you could see that there are two shapes, they are overlapping each other. We could add strokes in order for us to know where one shape is overlapping with the other shape. So if you do it like this, you could see this shape here is already formed inside this one. So you could draw it there and see if it's giving you what you want. But in this case, I think this is more thinner or more thin compared to this. So I could drag this a little bit outside and highlight the two of them, and I think I'm okay with that. So I'll be using my shape builder tool. The shortcut is Shift M. You could click on it, or you should just go to Shift M. So you hold on your alt key, you subtract this part and subtract this part, and you have this part. But we want something like this also. So in this case, we will be having, so if you check it, you could see that this shape is the same shape that is here, but it's just rotated at an angle. So the angle that is being rotated in is at angle 45 degrees. So you could rotate it 45 degrees right and 45 degrees left. So in this case, we'll use something called the rotation tool. The rotation tool is found here. So in case maybe you can't find most of these stuffs here, you could add all the stuffs by either going to the Windows, change your workspace to Essential Classic, and you'll get all the tools you're seeing here. So in case you have issues like that, just go to Windows, Workspace to change it to Essential Classic, and you have all the tools here. No matter the version you are using, that's I think from the whole CS up to the CC. So I think you should have all the tools that I have here. So good, we are going to be rotating this using the rotation tool. You click on the rotation tool. You set an anchor point. That's my cursor. You set an anchor point here. You right click, but before clicking on that anchor point, so I'll be setting my anchor point here. Now if you let me zoom in a little bit. So let's say this is the anchor point by default, that's the center of the object, but we don't want the anchor point to be at that point, because if you can look at the object, they are having their anchor point around here, I don't know if you can see my cursor. They're having the anchor point around here, but we want our own anchor point to also be, we also want our anchor point to be around here and not here. So you select it or you highlight it, you go to your rotation tool, it gives you this icon. The icon is kind of hard to see. You come down to this part here, you hold on your Alt and you click. So it gives you an option for you to set the angle by manually, to set the angle manually. So I will be setting 45 degrees, but 45 degrees is moving anti-clockwise. If you could set your preview to check. So when you turn on your preview, you could see it moved 45 degrees. So make a copy of that. So we'll have a copy of that, and okay, I think that's supposed to. So now, what you can actually do before I move forward, let me show you something that you can do. So because of you moving from both right and left, I would recommend that you duplicate this into 3 copies. You understand? So that means you have one here and you also have one here. So duplicating into 3 copies, how do you do that? You highlight it and show you selected. You go to edit, you go to copy, you go to edit, you go to paste in front, which is Control F. So the shortcut for copy is Control C, paste in front is Control F, or if you want, you could also paste at the back. It still doesn't matter, but to be paste on that place. So say Control F, which is already one. If you check, there's already one there. You go say Control C, say Control F. So we have 3 of them here. If you want to check 1, 2, 3. So in this case, we are going to be displacing the first object on this anchor point here, 45 degrees left and 45 degrees right. So we click on it, highlight on that one, then we go to the rotation tool, we go to the anchor point here, you hold on Alt and you click on it and move it by 45 degrees and you say OK. So you select the next one, you go to the rotation tool, which is also R as a shortcut. You come to the anchor point here, you hold on your Alt and you click on it and you put minus 45 degrees and you said okay, sorry, just normal. That's the anchor point. Yep, Alt, that's minus, and then OK. So now we have both right and left, but in this case you could find out that this shapes by the left and the right are actually smaller. So we select this, you also hold on your shift and you click on this, so you select the 2 of them and you scale it from here, but holding your shift. Anytime you're scaling, hold on your shift so it doesn't scale it unproportionally, if that is a word. So you scale proportionally. If you want to scale proportionally, hold on your shift, because it's very important that you scale it from both height and width. So you hold on your shift and you click here and drag, and it scales on that anchor point here. So I think if it sits well for me, select this, highlight the whole thing. You could make it bigger like this. Yes, so I think it's now okay. 2 of them and you scale it up again. Now I think okay. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to be extruding so we can have them into like having them break into each other. So the same way we did for this one, we had to introduce a stroke, we'll also do it for this one in the design also. So let's take it up. Let's increase the stroke of this to about 10. So I think 10 is too much. If you check, you could bring it down to check if it enters well. So I think that's okay. The stroke level is 6, so 6 is okay here. So we could, what do? We ensure it's highlighted. We go to object, we go to expand, and we press enter or OK. So you could find that, you could see now we have the subtraction in this place. You could see that the stroke actually created an extra layer on the fill, that on an extra fill layer on the layer. So what do? We highlight all of them. We go to shape builder tool, we zoom in a little bit. Now we could see the subtraction is from this place to this place. So this side should be kept. So what do? We hold on Alt, we delete these ones and delete these ones. Click and drag. Do not leave it, just click and drag. So like this, and I think we are very okay. You subtract this one also by holding Alt and you click and drag there. and I think that it's the shape we want. But now you could see that they are divided into different shapes here. So all you need to do is highlight everything. You would go to your shape builder tool also. You click and drag. Do not hold on Alt, just normal click and drag, and you have all of them merged into one shape. You highlight everything, that's click and drag. So highlight everything, then Control G to group them to become one shape. So now they are one shape. You don't need to do click and drag to highlight everything. So this is the shape for this. Let's take this one, so let's group it. We'll take it top to the top here. Also do this to group them, take them to the top. That is that to the top. Now let's go to the next one. The next one is this shape. So zoom in, come here, we use our ellipse tool. I'll be a little bit fast now because I think I've established how to use most of the shape. You click there, you click and you drag an ellipse tool. So you hold on your Alt and Shift, so it centers from the start from the center of the shape as the anchor point. Then to scale it both proportionally, use the Shift. So that's the first shape. We duplicate by holding our Alt key, click and we drag, and I think we have something like that. So you can take it out and see if it's giving you what you want. You select the two of them, you go to your shape builder tool and click and drag holding your Alt key, and then that's the shape you have there. So we come to this one here. Here we are going to be using either the curvature tool or using the pen tool. So I'll use the pen tool because it's more kind of manual than the curvature tool. The curvature tool is like straightforward. This is the curvature tool. It's sitting right next to the pen tool. But let's use the pen tool instead. So we come here, click on here. We come to this point where you see that the curve starts. A new curve starts. That's where you add your own point. So you click on this point. Click here. You come to the center point here. You click and you drag. Click and drag. Good. So we come to where you experience a bend. Don't worry about the shapes. Don't worry about the curve. You've seen the curve is not actually going well. We'll fix that. So click here and then you come back and you click this side. So now to edit this place, all you need to do is come here. We come to the anchor point tool. You click on it. We click and drag. You just click and you drag. So I think that's okay. You can also click here and you drag. We could adjust this point and that's it. So we have our shape already here. That's it. So this is a smaller shape of this. You could just right click. Oh, you could just click, or sorry, hold on your Alt instead. When you hold on your Alt, your cursor becomes two, one white and one black. So you just click on that and drag and hold on your Shift to keep it on a diagonal line. You can either move up in a straight line up, you can move up in a straight line diagonal, or you can move in a straight line right and left. So I'm moving in the diagonal line, so it keeps it in a straight diagonal line. So you could leave, you could rotate it, go on the straight line, you could kiss each other, and then you scale it down to the shape you want. So this is how you do it. So let's come to this one. This is very simple and extremely simple. Or just have two shapes. There are two shapes. Understand? Two ellipse there. You just click and drag, hold on your Alt. Go back to your selection tool, which is this. Click and drag here. Then you have this triangle shape. You come here, right click and change it to star, and then you just click and it gives you the option. So you select 3 points, and I think go back to the selection tool and you scale it down. Bring it to the point here, and I think that's all. So it's very easy to do. So let's just come to this point. I'll do this, I'll do this and this, then the rest I'll leave it to you guys to practice and probably get the final result. So this is just the polygon, and then you have something that will basically assist you when dealing with polygons. You could click here, come to polygon. You see it has how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 sides. All you do is click, just click, and 6 sides already here. and you have 50 radius. You could adjust the radius anytime. So you right click, you just normal click, not right click, please, and then you could scale it down, and then you switch the size, you make a duplicate of that, and they stay side by side each other. So that's how simple that one is. So let me do this, then I will round up the tutorials for you guys. So in this case now we have an half ellipse, like an half ellipse with the shape of a leaf. So in this case we go to our ellipse tool, come to the center of this, you click and you drag, and that's half of it, and you use your line to run it through the center. Okay, so once you run it through the center, you could highlight the two of them and you hold on your Alt, and then hold on your Alt, but before that you go to your shape builder tool, hold on your Alt, and you subtract that part, and I think that will be okay. So now to get the ellipse tool, to get the leaf instead, what do we do is we could come back and just pick this one and go back if you want, but let me just do it again. As you said, ellipse, draw, click, and you draw this again, and you can show it like this. Select the two of them, go to your shape builder tool, subtract this part, and you have that one. Come here, rotate it at a 45 degrees, and you scale it up to sit down well for you. So that's how you get the shape, and then we take it up. So we have something, you group it, Ctrl G, take these guys up, group them, Ctrl G, you take these guys up, and you group them, Ctrl G. So now in this case, let's work with this. Good. So what is just done here is very simple. It's like extremely simple. You click on it and go to you could use your rounded rectangle, but let's use the rectangle tool. Now we draw the same width, understand? Then we rotate it at an angle of 45 degrees, holding your shift. Remember, don't forget your shift. We could bring it here to measure if it's same size, but it doesn't matter. So here, what we're going to do is we are going to click on this point, these 2 points here, to get this arc, this like curve here. But we're going to leave the top because we're going to be taking it off. So we click on it, it highlights like it's showing you this blue here. You click on it, sorry, it shows you this blue. Hold on your shift and click on that, and 2 of them are highlighted. So once you drag, it will not affect the rest part. But if you don't click on those 2, like select them, you just drag, everything will be, if you just click and you drag, everything will be affected. If you want it to be like that, we're still going to chop up the top, but in this case you click on this, ensure it shows you blue, then you come here, hold on your shift, you click on that, then you click and drag. So in this case now it's going to be running through it. Yeah, we're going to be running through it. So we have just a straight line running from here to here, and what do? Select the 2 of them, go to the shape builder tool, and then you subtract the top here, and that's how you have yours. So what was done is just to duplicate this, and you can right click on it, you come to transform, you come to reflect, and you could say reflect horizontally if you want something like that. Yeah, but I think it's to reflect vertically, that's the issue. But anyway, once it's like this, you could turn, just hold on your Alt, your shift instead, then rotate at this angle, and you can place it like so. So that's how to go about it. So we designed some shapes here. As you can see, it's very simple to do. If you just sit down, practice, you get it right. All the shapes are very easy to do. This one is just marks, and probably the rest are just the rest if you follow them carefully. But all you just need to do is just practice, and you get better at it. So that's the end of the tutorials. And if you enjoy it, give it a like, and then if you want, subscribe to it so you don't miss any future tutorials. Thank you guys for watching.